use over the last few years. Manifold. And that's a point you made. Why do you think that, farmers doubt the intent of this government?
That is surprising to me, actually. Because if our MSP performance is undoubtedly steadily going up from 2014 till today, to doubt the intent of the government, and that is where I feel I honestly want them to come on to the table, be at the table and talk it out with Narendra Singh Tomar, the minister, and specifically tell us where your grievances are. The PM himself has said that he is willing to look at any modification that they want and talk about it. I honestly want them to come and specify where does the problem lie. MSP, I'm telling you with data. I'm telling in the House. I'm giving you government information in the House. You have questions on it, please do come and talk. We are willing. And that's where I wish talks continue.
Do you think the protests are mostly stoked by opposition parties, by people from outside rather than real farmers? I mean, is that the feeling?
I honestly don't know who's stoking it, but I honestly also equally know that farmers, at least those who are present there, at least some of whom are farmers, are probably misguided. I want them to talk. I want them to please talk. I want them to talk on particular points of concern. Yeah. Not have a, oh no, this is not right. Tell us what in this is not right. We're willing to concede.
Yes. What makes you really lose sleep? What are the biggest risks in this budget that you would sort of worry about? I mean, is there anything that could go wrong in your assumptions that you would be cautious about?
I think I'll be foolish to say anything on this score, because who anticipated a corona?
Absolutely.
In February 2020 when we gave the budget in all positive, with all optimism? So
we can't see black swan events, I mean, I'm sure, but otherwise you think these budget estimates
we've made
are
an honest attempt.
Nirmala ji, I often wonder, if this government goes for bold reforms of the kind you have done today, you are called a soot boot ki sarkar. If you don't, the industry calls you a socialistic regime. So in a way, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So how do you really marry the two sort of divergent aspirations of the people at large?
Yes, there is a very fine balancing act to do there. I think the Prime Minister is a very clear-headed leader. He never misses out on what has to be done to the weaker sections. Never misses out on things which have to be done for the poor and needy. Otherwise, would you think after having announced a lockdown, within 48 hours, the Garib Kalyan package was announced. And I know how much our bank employees struggled during that COVID time. And in fact, they were all exposed. That time, nobody knew to what extent anyone can go out. Yes. They were all there. That is why in my speech I did say milk vendors, vegetable vendors, electricity pole workers, yes, bank employees, firemen, policemen, armed forces, all of them did a spectacular job using the technology and giving DBT. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to reach all those deserving people about whom the PM was very keen, said, I want them to be given all the basics, food, cooking, fuel, and some money, so that they are not worried. Put it into their bank accounts. So with PM conscious of India's diverse population, where the poor are struggling, the employment EPFO related announcement, yes, earlier, where we have said for the next 2 years we'll pay the PF for those registered companies to take back workers who they have thrown out. It's a very clear sign. So the balance that India needs in not going to this extreme or that extreme, socialistic totally or completely open market, that balance is what the PM is constantly working on, and he'll never miss out on that.
You have got, the budget has got rave reviews from one section of, section of captains of the industry, the economy. The opposition parties have, criticized the budget in some some senses. I wanted to ask you a question on growth. Are you confident that we will be able to grow in the next few years in the way the economic survey pegs the growth at 11% of GDP growth at 11%? And is it sustainable over the next few years? The former finance minister and your predecessor says that thinking of a V-shaped recovery is absolutely vain, and predicting it is vanity. So how do you react to this criticism?
First of all, I've never gotten into the alphabet soup business of V, K, anything else, U, or whatever. I've not even bothered to talk about it because I don't want to get into that discussion. My job here is to make sure the Indian entrepreneurial motivation, the drive that Indian businesses have, small, medium, large, all of them have. Otherwise, do you think just even when there is a partial unlocking happening, people have gone about their business? Otherwise, do you think this kind of GST numbers would come now? So I don't believe that I'm talking about a V-shaped growth or X-shaped growth for people to judge me. My business here, it is to take care that I facilitate the Indian entrepreneur, the Indian migrant worker, the Indian workers who want skill, the Indian businessmen who want to run their business and take care of their family. It's my business to help them. The economy will get triggered based on their hard work. I don't for a minute think it's me sitting in Delhi, North Block, to do it. So let there not be any confusion about that. It is the spirit of the Indian entrepreneur which is growing and which is delivering, and that is why I took the example of the cricket team in Australia.
That is very interesting.
If they could perform when no one in the cricket world thought Indians can perform, when you had the typical Australian sledging happening,
yes,
but they withstood all and showed performance. That's pure India, the Indian youth, which just want that little help from you and they'll do it all for themselves. So I'm sorry, I don't think I believe in that, but at the same time I believe that I'm here to facilitate.
One last question, Nirmala ji. A lot of people today have compared your budget to that of Manmohan Singh's budget of 1991. My simple question is, how would Nirmala Sitharaman want to be remembered as? A bold reformer or a champion of inclusive growth?
I don't know. I have not applied my mind to that at all yet.
Very well done today, Nirmala ji. Thank you so much for giving us time and giving Network 18 this first exclusive to a private channel after your budget speech. On behalf of Network 18 and our viewers, I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.